Hello, welcome to my channel, Lady D. So this is going to be my video coming up for the week ahead. We have a lot that's actually happening on the 30th, which I'm actually filming this. So we do have the eclipse as well as the new moon. I'll sort of work through as well, channel what's sort of coming up during the week as well of this week. So I'm doing this video a bit late simply because I had a big week. So I was in Brisbane for the MBS. So everyone that came up and said hi and got readings. So it was really great seeing a lot of people. I ended up reading for a total of around 50 people that I read for. And I ended up having no voice and I actually had a bit of a sore throat and had no voice by the end of each day. So plus I had a big week, so I've had to try and rest. I've had my voice back now, a little bit, still a little bit, here is a little bit funny, but it's back. So I've tried to delay doing some of the videos with just some of the stuff I've had going on in my private life as well. So so we got here on the 30th, which is a big day. We do have the solar eclipse, which is going to be in conjunction with Uranus in Taurus. It's also going to be with the true node that's there as well. So we haven't had energy like this since 1986. And we've also got, which happened yesterday, Pluto is now in retrograde. So you're going to find things are going to start slowing down a little bit. And you know, this is going to be the last retrograde with Pluto in Capricorn that we're going to really feel. Pluto will go next year, move into Aquarius, and it will retrograde back into Capricorn, and then in 2024 will move permanently into Aquarius for some time. So you're going to feel these energies. I just feel like with this last retrograde, Pluto is going to also reveal some things coming up to us when we're looking at the governments. We're looking at different things happening around the world, finances, laws, regulation, governments. I'm expecting it to be a big upset happening up for our upcoming election that we've got in here in Australia. So I've spoken before in some of my predictions, but I do feel like Pauline Hanson's going to get in Australia a lot more seats, and I do feel like that she will she'll have more power to get through what she wants to get through for the people that she's working for, to do with like maybe mandates and freedoms. Other two major parties. I mean, I feel like we could be ultimately a hung parliament, and I do feel like though, with just some of the parties that I do feel are going to get in, they will be working with Liberal to get things in. That's what I feel it's going to happen. And I do feel that would be the best scenario for us moving forward. I do feel like if it's Labor coming in, I do feel like it'd be more of a disaster. So I do feel like a Liberal working with smaller parties, but they'll be able to push what they want in, which is going to help us. But I can do more on that moving closer to the date of the election. But I do feel like this Pluto is going to really start revealing some stuff coming up. As I said, on the 30th, so we do have the solar eclipse, which is going to be at 6:45 p.m. my time in Sydney here. So I said it's with Uranus and the true node. As well as we do have the new moon coming up on the same day, as well as we've got Jupiter and Venus meeting together in Pisces. So with this eclipse, so eclipse can take, the events with the eclipse can be for 6 months. So now until 6 months time, we're going to see the effects. And I do feel like things that are building up, it's a very unstable world. We've got a lot of erratic unstableness going on. This is probably going to be uneasy in terms of anything like financial. I wouldn't be taking any risk in investments. I'd be very careful where money is put at the moment. It's because with this energy, we just don't know. Unexpected stuff, unexpected upheavals coming up. It could be, volcanoes, earthquakes, big events coming up. It's like the world just is I feel like the earth kind of wants to release. So it's unstable. Taurus is like stability, but having Uranus in there and having the sun conjunct Uranus with this eclipse that's coming up with the new moon, it's going to create a lot of unstableness. And then we have the Jupiter and Venus meeting in Pisces. So this can be, look, it can be good in relationships. I feel like what's happening with the universe, it's weeding out relationships that don't meant to be. So people that are, as I said before, who are just in relationships because either they don't want to be alone, or it's like you will do, but aren't really truly happy, aren't truly maybe meant to, connect and flow. I feel like some of these relationships are probably going to end. Relationships that are going to last, going to be more sort of soulmate, people that are meant to be together, where relationships are flowing, where it's about connecting together and, being as one, but obviously still having some sort of independence. Relationships that are going to stick more during this period. I just feel like it's just weeding out relationships that are not working, are going to come to an end. Or could come to an end coming up. I just feel like we're in some really unstable, crazy times coming up. And there'll be major shifts in relationships too, even around the world, in partnerships that are coming up too. And I really feel like with the energies that are coming up, we need to really be true to ourselves, true to our feelings, and true, to where we want to go and what we're wanting to, do in our lives. We've also got Mercury on the 1st moving into Gemini. Now Mercury on the 10th will be going retrograde. We're going to be having a lot of retrogrades coming up. So Mercury in Gemini, we are going to start thinking about, our social settings, and maybe even thinking about how we want to be more social, going out more. We also could be thinking about the knowledge, maybe the education that we want, or seek out more education, more knowledge on certain topics. Reconnect in social circles or make our own social circles. We're going to be thinking about and even communicating about these sort of groups and networks we want to be with, because Gemini is all about networking. It's about seeking knowledge. It's about being social, like social butterflies. That's what a Gemini is. But it could be about we're thinking about mastering a certain topic, something you want to master. It could also be coming up for us with this Mercury and Gemini energy. So we've got a lot that's going on that's going to create around the world. There's more stuff coming up. I also feel like it's just going to be a bumpy ride, and it's going to be unexpected upheaval, surprises coming up. So let's do some cards. Let's see. So I'm going to do some cards coming up. Let's see what is this going to bring up for this week. Okay. I just feel like people who are cheating themselves, who are just not being honest with themselves, are going to find it awfully a bit hard coming up. My cards are not the right way. My sister graduated from the police force yesterday, so that's where I was yesterday. Okay, came back from Goulburn. Doing a lot of travelling this week. It's been I was exhausted by the end of the week. I was, and I still am, kind of. Let's see. Okay. We do have success here coming up. Straight card that I got to come out. Alright. What we have coming up here, we do have success. So we are looking for how we can be successful. Just I feel like this is more the Mercury in Gemini, where we've got our sights set on the future, where we want to go. We know we have it in the bag. We know we can create the success and the dreams that we want, whether it's our time now or coming up. But we definitely, I feel like you're putting in place in goals that you want to achieve coming up. We're also trying to seek a higher power, a higher source and being more intuitive with this card. It's about being more intuitive, but I also feel like this card can be big explosives. We're probably going to see more war stuff coming up. There could be nuclear, Uranus, nuclear. So could be stuff like that coming up. I kind of feel like I feel uneasy with myself with China more than when I look at, I know the stuff's coming on with overseas with Russia, but I feel like that's a big distraction. I'm more worried and concerned. What I feel like is happening is more with China. We're going to be a group social circles. So I feel like, again, this Gemini energy is coming through about connecting with like-minded people around us, being with people that are the same as us, or, you know, wanting to be similar. And, you know, find your crowd, or find your people, find your tribe. So this is about finding our tribe and trying to fit in groups of people where we belong, not trying to be with we're not trying to be fake or be in places where we just know we just don't fit in. With this card, it's about seeking that knowledge that we want and understanding what's also happening around us too, to also believe in ourselves. There are situations around us which we can't see fully, but we don't understand or to come in or even comprehend because it hasn't been brought to the forefront quite just yet. And some of us may also be looking at our own little world and not really opening up our mind to what's actually going on around the outside. But again, I feel like this is all about the Mercury in Gemini coming up. Because again, we've got unity about social circles, also I feel like family, finding your soul family, or family where, you know, not the blood family, but where we fit in society, and us again, like social groups coming up here. But we've also got this card here, and I feel like it's upheaval with relationships. As I said, relationships where two people are maybe, it's like, you know, when you have the couples that are like two single people living together but they're married, where it's not like a complete marriage as such. It's like two independent people living together but aren't really in love. These relationships, I kind of feel like some of them are going to be weeded out, and it may not be lasting because they aren't with their soul group or their soul people. They're just existing. And I do feel like there's going to be arguments coming up with that, where people aren't with their soul people or people who get them. This is going to be bringing up some upheavals with that, I do feel like. Let's just do one card as well. I really feel like we need to just give it up to the universe, see what comes up, sit back, watch what's going to unfold, and deal with it as it comes. I do feel like for people who don't do this and don't just sort of surrender, are going to find it very hard to be able to control things around them, and are going to get more stressed out. I do feel that will happen. All right, I'm going to try and do a channel from my guides for you, and then I'll do for the pick a card reading. Let's see what I can get. This eclipse will all bring you very surprising news that's going to come up, unpredictable news you didn't thought you would hear. Do not be surprised what you hear in the media of what comes out with earth events and politics and around the world, for you have all been manipulated by your governments and leaders, and these will soon all come out. There will be a big shock, especially that happens in America. For what is about to happen will unite the world in different ways, but also it will distract people from the truth being unfolded, and there will be lines drawn and people going into war and fighting for what they believe in. For you will all be manipulated and played by certain leaders around you, and you are going to soon find out what's happening. Key plans have been put in place for the unveiling to be unveiled, where you will seek the truth eventually. We all hope that you surrender to what is coming and just try and go with the flow. Deal with what's coming as best you know how and as best you can. Okay. Alright, let's just do some cards. Okay. Let's see what's coming up. It's a big surprise, a big shock coming up for some people. Okay. Oops. So we have card 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so pick a card. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see what comes up. Okay, card number 1 is this card here. This card is like the Cheshire cat, like you're grinning, but I also feel like you're trying to hide something, and you're trying to hope not to be caught, or you're trying to. There's also manipulation in this card. A little bit, maybe you're being manipulated, or you're being played, or the other way around. There's also a sense of could be just be happy. Could be just for you. This week is very happy. Joyous week ahead. You're definitely being more intuitive this week. It's about using your senses to know what's coming up and to be understood. You might not be understood by others. People might not understand you this week. Then we have card number 2, which is this card. This card here. Okay, so with this card here, things are starting to blossom around you. Things are opening up. It's like we've got different dreams coming up here, or different goals, and we've got to pick. I feel like you need to pick one goal and work on that at a time. I feel like with too many hands or too many goals or too many things trying to get done, it's just going to be impossible to get everything done that you want. So I do feel like with this card here, this week, it's about choosing one thing at a time and getting that done to go into the next. There's light at the end of the tunnel too. You might also end up something missing this week. Something might go missing with this card. Card number 3. Ooh, this card here. This card, be careful of. I feel like be careful of manipulation. There's something going on, and I feel like you think it's one person that's doing the manipulating or the playing around, but I feel like there's another person in the background that you can't see yet or haven't been revealed yet. This card is it's a bit murky, so you might find this week a bit hard, a bit difficult. It's about understanding the way life works and the way things happen, and that sometimes we need to go through good and sometimes we need to go through some bad things. But I feel like there's someone around you who may be a bit nasty or manipulating. And this is the 4th card here. So this card, again, I feel like be careful, trying to be too clumsy. I feel like maybe be careful of any clumsiness going on for this week. I also feel like there could be like good luck coming through, but it also, you might feel like you're being cursed a little bit, because there's a curse with this story, and it's like you're trying to either break a curse or break a cycle, and it's about finding a new way around doing things instead of doing the same thing again and again and getting the same result. It's about changing it up and doing something that people wouldn't expect you to do. Live your life outside the box. Don't think outside the box too. Be more creative. This week, it's like everything you want to have will eventually happen, but you have to find creative ways to make it happen and to not do what everyone thinks you're going to do. Do it differently. I feel like with this card. Okay, so that will be it for this week ahead. Stay strong. I do feel like it's going to be unpredictable. As I said, it's going to be coming into really uneasy times are coming up. We're all going to just have to sit back and see what happens. It's we're coming into some dangerous times, uneasy times, and it's some of us, it's going to be really hard for us to be prepared. So it's more back, just sit back and watch the show in what's going to happen around the world. In our own lives, we can control more. So it's about controlling what we can control and just, resisting and just being whatever for other things that we may not be able to control. So thank you and I actually got to buy a new crystal at the fair. So this crystal stood up to me. So I actually brought this in Brisbane. So it was actually quite good. But a long drive. So that's actually where I am now, it was actually like a 10 11 hours drive from where I am now to where I had to go to Brisbane. So it's a long drive. But it was a really good, successful festival. And so I'll be back doing my radio show on Fridays. So it's actually now 1 p.m. with daylight savings time here, but best to go by the American time, which is 11 p.m. in New York. But thank you for liking, sharing in your comments, and I will see you for my next video. So bye for now.